exciting. This is so exciting. Hello, my name is Caroline Fletcher, and I am from EY Studio Plus in London by way of Canada, if there's any Canadians in the room. Yes, there we go. I'm carrying you with me. I'm taking you with me. I'm a member of our Research and Insights team, and every day we have the enormous privilege to explore how AI is impacting humans, but also critically, how humans must impact AI. So I'd like to start our time together today with a question. Would you trust AI with your life? Oh, okay. Oh, thank you for answering that question. Amazing. I've now had the opportunity to ask this question to about 1,200 people, and not surprisingly, instinctively, that answer is no, most of the time. But here's the trick. What if I were to suggest that I do think we already trust AI with our life? You know, day to day, when we think about AI, we tend to, be using chatbots, recommendation engines, content generation sparring partners. But the AI that matters most is different. Because I'm talking about the AI that is increasingly woven into the services, organizations, and institutions that we trust with the very quality of our lives. Our money, our healthcare pathways, the education of our children, our mobility systems, our energy, and our government. I'm talking about AI that very soon will be the tool that will support you through job loss, or help you navigate your parents' healthcare pathway, or shape the quality and dignity of your retirement 25 years before you stop working. And so this is the AI that carries real consequences for all of us. It's the AI that increasingly will shape our outcomes when we're having to face into the hard corners of life, when our emotions are running at their most high. And so at EY Studio Plus, what we've learned is that in these moments, the question cannot be, can we build it? But rather, how is this AI right for each person in the moment that they need it most? And I think part of the answer to that question is empathy. So we completed research recently across the UK with over 2,000 people where we explored this very idea. And our research identifies what I believe is an exciting new signal, one that we call empathy demand. With these 2,000 people across the UK, we explored and learned with them that when people are interacting with AI during highly complex, highly emotional moments, such as navigating financial difficulty, renegotiating their mortgage, or having to close the accounts of a loved one through the bereavement process, that efficiency doesn't just cut it. Instead, in these really difficult, high emotion, high complex moments, people need systems, rather, that can recognize their emotional systems, respond appropriately, and adapt based on exactly what they need in that unique and specific moment. And that is empathy demand. And when technology can do this well, it can start to fill some remarkable gaps for our systems and services that are under pressure or inconsistent or hard for everyone to equally access. This can be really important and I believe can be a remarkable change for the better. But it doesn't happen by accident. It happens because we design for human need and not simply just a use case. So there's a lot of conversation about empathy in AI, but I think a lot of it focuses on the wrong thing. We hear about tools that can use the right tone, or it can apply the right words when it's speaking with you. This is essentially something that sounds human, but that's not empathy. That's just believability. That's just mimicry. Because really, empathy is actually a back and forth response. It's of course not about how something sounds. Empathy is the ability to recognize the needs and behavior in somebody else and adapt yourself accordingly. And that's a fundamentally different design challenge, and it's a fundamentally different responsibility for organizations and institutions to embrace. So our research then takes a more nuanced view, because the question that we learned isn't, should empathy come from AI or should empathy come from machines? It's excitingly what can deliver the right empathy to people in the moments that they need it most. Because sometimes technology can be remarkable at filling the empathy gap. When people are facing into challenges and no one's available, it's 2 o'clock in their morning and their anxiety is running at its most high, or they need space, time, and control, they're experiencing shame. Technology can be remarkable at bridging that empathy gap. But in other moments, humans remain irreplaceable. So, if AI is starting to shape the conditions and the very quality of our lives, which I believe it does, what does that mean for us? It means that we can no longer just simply deploy this technology, but really together to humanize the path that it's carving. So how do we design systems that do more than just work, that respond, adapt, and shape for us all? Thank you.